Okay, hello guys, welcome to my channel, What If World. Today we'll be going over the idea that, what if Deku had a nuclear explosion quirk? So we start off the story as Deku and Bakugo being born as twins. From the age they were able to walk and talk, Deku always looked up to Bakugo like a big brother, even though Deku was the older one. What and that and the admiration he had for Bakugo grew even more when Bakugo got his quirk, explosion. They went the same day Bakugo found out his explosion. They went to the quirk doctor and they tried to see once they found out Bakugo's quirk, they tried to see if Deku had a quirk. They said he did have a quirk, but they didn't know what it was right now, and they said it will probably manifest soon. Deku was excited to be able to find out what his quirk was soon, and hoped it manifested right away. The next day, when they got to kindergarten, and for the next couple of weeks, everyone started getting their quirks, until it was all but Deku. He was just left without his quirk. No one taught. After a year, he still hadn't had his quirk. Everyone said, he's probably quirkless. I bet he's quirkless. And everyone started hating him, and calling him weak, a lowly quirkless child, and was being rude to him. And eventually the bullying got so bad that they started kicking, punching, and calling him names. And one of the times they were bullying him, Deku stuck his hands out, said, "Please stop, go away!" And in an instant, a spark, and then a massive explosion erupted from Deku's hands, sending the kids bullying him flying and lighting the building on fire. It was falling down, and Deku couldn't stop the explosions. They were constantly going off, getting even more destructive after every single explosion. But luckily, everyone but Deku was evacuated out of the building, and pro heroes and police eventually arrived, but they couldn't get in. The explosion was too powerful, and they couldn't do anything about it until the flame hero Endeavor arrived. Endeavor told all the heroes who couldn't do anything to try and put out all the fires. He will go inside. He went inside and approached Deku. He said, "Come on, boy, calm down. Why are you destroying all this property and hurting people?" This just made Deku even more sad, and he let off a massive explosion what he couldn't control, and it hit Endeavor, injuring him. Endeavor just walked up to him and said, "It's going to be okay. Just calm down. Everyone's okay. You've not hurt anyone." And Deku finally stopped exploding, and after the incident was immediately rushed to the hospital with a couple of the students who were injured. They found out his quirk, and what Deku at first hated. He hated the name, he hated everything about it because it was so powerful. His quirk name, Nuclear Explosion. When Deku and Mitsuki heard, Deku, Masaru, Mitsuki and Bakugo or Katsuki were all there, so all of his family, and they heard the name Nuclear Explosion, and they asked, "What can it do?" They said, "It's kind of like young Katsuki's quirk here," said the doctor. But what do you mean? But it's very, very, very powerful. Like right now, he could probably level half of this city with his biggest explosion, and they were all shocked by this. "It's really that powerful?" said Mitsuki. "Yes," the doctor said. "We advise that you let us train him for a bit so we can keep his quirk under control, so no other accidents happen." They trained him for 2 weeks, and he got a good enough grasp on it, so his quirk wouldn't just go off randomly. He eventually returned to school and was hated by everyone. As soon as he got in, they started calling him a villain, and they were treating him worse worse than they did when he was quirkless. He despised him. The only person who ever helped him was his brother, Katsuki Bakugo. His only friend. One day when they, well, I'm gonna have a time skip of 6 years when Deku was 10. He was on his way home he was on his way home on his own because Bakugo was in a club and had to do his like take participation in a match. So he was on his own and then he saw a girl getting bullied by three other boys saying, "Ah, your quirk is so weird. It's bad. It's so weak. You can't do anything with it." And she was just crying. She was crying, and Deku immediately ran over and pushed and kicked the bullies out the way, and said, "Why are you being so mean to her? You're saying her quirk is weak. You can't judge people if they have weak quirks." Said, "Oh, she can create. Her quirk is so weak. All she can create is a pencil. It's something small like a pencil or a toy. Really? That's your quirk? That sounds awesome. If you ever break your pencil, you can have a toy." And said, "Oh, you can't get out of this. We're gonna completely destroy you." They started charging at Deku, and Deku just raised his hand and said, boom. Explosions set off and blew all the bullies back. The girl was amazed. It's like, "Wow, your quirk's so cool." And the bullies ran off. Said, "We'll get you next time." The girl, you know her, Momo Yaozurozu. So, after that incident, Momo and Deku started hanging out a lot because Deku was really nice to her, even if she right now she had a weak quirk. One day she asked Deku to train her, because Deku all this time has been doing training by himself, and he's actually quite good at mastering he's nearly mastered his quirk at a degree. Deku accepted and let her in on his daily training, and set like a schedule for her, and they met up every day and did training. First it was in the forest, and because Deku was quite a smart kid, he knew what to do to make her quirk better. He asked his mum. Wait, no. Okay, yeah. He asked Momo that they needed money to be able to make her quirk better. Said, "Oh, that's fine. That's fine. My parents are really rich. Okay, well, we need to buy food, lots of it." "Food? Why?" "Because the way I'm going to train your quirk is you're going to constantly make stuff while eating to be able to increase the max amount of items you can make." She agreed, and the next day she came in a limo with a bunch of lots of food, and said, "Is this going to be enough?" "Yeah, that's good." And Deku said, "Yes, that's great." They headed into the forest, and Deku said, "Okay, now start eating and creating something small something small constantly, and I will train my quirk over here." They did the training for 2 years until Bakugo finally decided to ask, "Izuku, where are you going every day? Why are you meeting up with a girl? Are you going out with her? Is she your girlfriend?" And Deku blushed and said, No, it's nothing like that. We're just training." "Training? What do you mean training?" He said, "Oh, you can come if you want. I'm training my quirk and I'm helping her train hers." So Katsuki said, yeah, okay, I'll join you. Well, I'm going early tomorrow. If you want to come with me, I'll wake you up. Okay, see you there. Okay. The next day, Katsuki decided to come with Deku, and when they got there, Momo asked, oh, who's this? Deku said, oh, this is my brother, Katsuki. He's got a similar quirk to mine. It's just his explosions are smaller scale. Deku, stop calling me weaker than you. I'm not calling you weak. I'm just saying your explosions are. Well, yes, your explosions are kind of weak. And Katsuki punched Deku on the head. He said, Deku, ow, why'd you do that? Whatever. And Deku said to Momo, I hope you don't mind that my brother wants to train with us. And she said, no, it's fine. It's fine. And then from there, for the next 2 years until the start of the anime, Momo, Deku, and Katsuki would train together every day. So one day when they were heading home, they said Momo said goodbye to Katsuki and Deku, and then left. On the way home, Katsuki said to Deku, so I guess you like that girl, don't you? And Deku blushed and said, What do you mean? Well, you always hanging out with her, and I feel like there's something between you two. And he said, no, there's nothing between us. And immediately after he said that, they both heard a sludge noise. And they were wondering, what was that? And they turn around to see a massive sludge monster jumping at the both of them. The sludge monster grabbed onto Katsuki, and Deku grabbed onto Katsuki's hand and pulled him out, and then raised his hand and said, get away from my brother! And let off an explosion, completely obliterate, exploding the sludge villain and splattering it everywhere. Deku let off a bit too big of an explosion, cracking the ground, and All Might arrived and saw that the bridge was about to collapse on the two, and quickly in an instant ran over and grabbed them and moved them out of the way. He said, oh wow, boys, did you guys do that? All Might, wow, it's All Might. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I was protecting myself and I did a bit too big of an explosion, said Deku. All Might, well, at least you're okay. So, what? So, you exploded? So you saw the sludge villain? Yeah, I kind of exploded it. So, it's in there? Yeah. Sorry if I use my quirk illegally. It's okay, young man. As long as you're okay, it's fine. But, what about the bridge? Actually, I'm going to change the bridge. The bridge didn't actually fall down, but a bit of rubble from the top did, so it didn't actually fully fall down. So, okay, back to the story. All Might, Katsuki and Deku offered to help All Might collect the sludge villain, and just when All Might was about to go, Deku said, wait, All Might, but he said, I can't, I need to go now. And Deku, in an instant, grabbed All Might's leg, leaving, and All Might went flying through the sky, and leaving Katsuki there. He's like, wait, Izuku, where are you going? They were flying through the sky, and All Might said, what's that weight? Feels like there's an extra weight on me. And then realised, Izuku hanging on for his life onto All Might's leg. He's like, oh, kid, what are you doing here? Get off! I can't, I'll die! And All Might said, oh yeah. And they both landed on the building. Well, All Might landed on the building, and Deku grabbed off. All Might scolded Deku for making a rash decision, and he said that was really dangerous, boy. Why'd you do that? He said, "Oh my, I have a question for you." What is it? And just when Deku was about to ask the question, All Might erupted into smoke, and Deku saw a skeleton standing there with blood coming out of his mouth. He said, "All Might, where'd you go? What's happened? Are you All Might?" He said, "Yes, kid, I am All Might. This is my true form. This is my," and proceeds to tell Deku about the injury. After that, Deku said, "Well, I have a question for you." All Might says, What is it, boy?" Can I become a hero, even with a villainous quirk like mine? Because everyone calls me a villain because I hurt a lot of people when I first awakened it. So, a villainous quirk? Well, it's not the quirk that decides you're going to be a villain. It's the person who decides if you're going to be good or bad. So even if it is a villainous quirk, you can still use it for good and become a good hero. But being the best, I'm not sure. With a quirk like you showed off earlier, you might cause more damage, and lots of people won't support you if you completely destroy everywhere you fight. And as soon as he said that, they had a massive explosion. We're gonna go to Bakugo's point of view after All Might and Deku leapt up, after Deku grabbed onto All Might and they leapt away. It's like, "Oh, Deku, wait, what? Wait!" And he just went, "Idiot," and decided to walk to the arcade because he was bored. On the way there, he saw a bottle, and because it was in a dark alleyway, he didn't notice that it was a Sludge villain. He kicked the bottle and it opened up, revealing the Sludge villain. It grabbed onto the boy and said, "I'm gonna get you this time." And Bakugo couldn't get out of it. He was letting off explosion after explosion, alerting police and pro heroes. But the pro heroes tried over and over, but they couldn't do anything against the villain who attacked the boy, who attacked Katsuki. Eventually, All Might and Deku arrived, and All Might started calling himself an idiot and weak because he made a rookie mistake and lost the villain. And as soon as Deku saw Katsuki inside the villain, he immediately blasted off, and in an instant he was there. He grabbed Bakugo's hand and tried to pull him out. He got him a little bit out, and then he put his hand in front of him and let off an explosion, pushing him and Bakugo out, pushing him away, and still had a hand on Bakugo, ripping him out. All the Slytherin tried to hit and kill Deku, but then All Might buffed up, surpassing his limits, and blitzed right in front of the Sludge villain and yelled, "Detroit Smash!" Completely splatting the Sludge villain everywhere and creating a tornado of wind pressure. After that, Deku was scolded by the pro heroes for making a reckless move. After that, they both decided to walk home, but Bakugo forgot that he left his bag and ran and told Deku he'll be back. He told Izuku Deku that he'll be back, and told him to not wait and just go home. Deku started walking home, and then All Might came around the corner, said, "I found you, young man." And Deku said, "Oh, All Might, how'd you get away from all those interviewers?" He said, well, I am the #1 hero after all. I can always find a way. And then All Might started flexing and immediately reverted to his skinny form and spat out blood. It's like, oh my god, All Might, you okay? So, yes, kid, I'm fine. And I wanted to talk to you about something. About the statement I said earlier that you couldn't become a #1 hero. I was wrong. I think you could become a great hero. And that's why I've chose you to become my successor. Your successor? Just listen here, boy. I'm going to give you my quirk. And then it proceeds to explain one for all to Deku. Deku said, What? That doesn't make any sense. You can't pass down quirks. He said, yes, but mine is special. You can. You will be able to pass it down. And I decided to pass it down to you. So, one for all's a mythical, like an enhancement kind of quirk, right? Kind of, yes. It will improve your quirk as well. And Deku answers, you will have to wait until next time. So, I'll go for a like goal of 10 likes, and then I'll upload the next video. Okay, see ya, bye.